Hello everybody, it is Nicole from Ikiwi, and today we are drawing Maddie from Ever After High. So let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. For a while, I didn't really know what to draw for this video since this is the series where I choose what I want to draw. I had a list of characters, but I just didn't really feel like drawing any of them, but ultimately I fell back on Maddie and I'm happy that I did. For the sketch, originally, she was going to be in a floating pose, but when I was refining it, it felt a little bit imbalanced, so I made her walking instead to kind of get that leg more on the left side to make the overall image more balanced. For the design, I ended up referencing the official art more than the show version, since the show version simplifies areas like the hair and the outfit. However, I do want to draw their other outfits in the future, but similar to Monster High, Ever After High has a bunch of outfits and a bunch of characters, so it may take me a very long time to get through them all. For the coloring, I mainly use the Ohuhu pastel marker set that I reviewed last week and the Artify set of 80 markers that I'm reviewing next week. I'll be sure to link all of those videos in the description down below. I decided to put down all the flat colors first again, similar to Roxy, so I could see how it all looked together visually and to lay down the base, especially when it came to her hair, since I wanted to know which parts were going to be teal and which parts were going to be purple. For the first layer, I used the lightest colors, which were mostly from the pastel set, and this is to create a highlight color so that when I place the actual color on top, I don't have to worry about making white gel pen lines to create a highlight or to use a colorless blender to lighten an area. After placing all of the base colors down, I then started shading, and I started with the skin, which is usually what I start with anyways. When I started shading the purple part of the skirt, I had kind of a brain fart because I didn't really know how to shade it, and usually I do, but you can kind of see in the video I look a little confused, or at least my hand does, and I think it's also because I was placing such a dark color compared to the light color that was already there, and I didn't really want to make a mistake because once you put down the dark color, it's pretty hard to come back from that and get that lighter color back. But in general, coloring the skirt was kind of challenging because I'm still learning how to draw and color ruffles and skirts, and fabric has always been something that confuses me even though I understand the concept. But then when trying to conceptualize it, it doesn't seem to work out for me for some reason. As for her hair, it proved to be a little bit challenging because for some reason I decided to do the purple first, and when I was coloring in the teal marker kept picking up the purple and smearing it into the teal hair. In hindsight, I should have done the teal first and followed my own tips of coloring from light to dark. After the coloring, the next step was to add the details, especially because she has a lot of them. I added the polka dots on her gloves using my white gel pen, and all the materials I'm using will be linked in the description down below. For the skirt design, I didn't copy it exactly, I just created designs that looked very similar and tried to keep the swirly elements to give the illusion that it's similar or the same, which it's not. For her top, I created the glitter using a gold pen, and I just created a bunch of little dots, making it more concentrated in areas that would be shaded and then more sparse in areas that would be in light. And for her fishnet skirt thing over the black portion of her skirt, I used silver to make it pop and stand out. As you can tell, I used a lot of metallic in this drawing, The only downside is that they smeared several times because they don't really dry very fast, and I guess my hand landed on one of them and stamped it across one portion of the drawing. Overall, I really like the outcome, and I actually completed the entire process in 3 days from rough sketch to final art, even though usually it takes about a week per piece because of the filming process, so I kind of surprised myself. I think next time I'll draw a character from Witch. I'm not really sure yet, but I definitely want to do more characters from Ever After High, Monster High, Barbie, and many more shows and video games or whatever, so feel free to suggest any you want to see as well and I can add it to my list. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you're notified of when I post a new video. So with that, I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. Keep drawing, keep creating, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!